The theme of this week's episode is buyer beware. Most people might default to the Latin term caveat emptor, which means the buyer should be careful to do their due diligence before purchasing something. But my reference is specific to the market we're currently in and facing in 2024. Government-sponsored entity Freddie Mac estimates there's currently a 3.8 million housing unit shortage in the United States. For the past 3 to 4 years, I've been referencing a 5 to 7 million housing unit shortage. This is not a new problem, nor will it magically be solved. So buyers should be aware of the challenges they'll be facing if they're seriously considering a home purchase in the future. In this episode, I'll highlight 7 buyer challenges. And of course, there's implications for sellers here too, so stay tuned. As we near the end of 2023, I want to start talking about some events we're in the process of planning for in 2024. A number of these events are likely to be smaller in scale and reserved for our past and current clients. So if you're not in that category yet, let's connect soon. We can help you with that. Oh, and I was asked what neighborhood I was in last week at the intro. I'll be sure to highlight some of the details for the future. Today I'm in Manassas in my neighborhood, Woodland Farms. It's a small community of about 28 homes on 1+ acre lots. It's quick access to Prince William Parkway, which takes you to 95 or to 66, as well as Yates Ford Road, which gets you into Fairfax County in just minutes. Well, I've got a lot to cover, so let me jump right into it. Would you take a minute to like this video, leave a comment or a question, and then finally subscribe to my channel? This past weekend, Cassie and I hosted the Christmas party for our church's teen department at our home. As usual, it was a blast with about 75 teens hanging out on the main and lower levels of our home. You know, like many people, our home means so much to us. Not just a place to raise our family, but also as a hub for serving others and hosting special events. It's a reminder of the satisfaction we've gained despite the challenges we faced in buying it. For many years, we've been helping buyers find the perfect home for their needs. So when we say that there are challenges ahead that will only get worse with time, it's because we've been there and seen what's about to get potentially worse. Moving on, let's look at the 7 challenges buyers will face in 2024. Number 1, inventory shortage. I referenced it in my opening. As long as there's a shortage of quality inventory, there will be challenges for buyers looking to make a move. This problem is not going away. Number 2, mortgage rates. Yes, we're off 20-year high mortgage interest rates, and as you'll see in a few minutes, rates are down over 1% in the past month, but the current rates aren't my major concern right now. It's what happens when they decline a point plus. What happens then in a low inventory market where buyers are tired of renting and chomping at the bit to buy? You guessed it. Crazy multiple offer situation with contingencies waived and firstborn naming rights reinstated. It will be the wild, wild west again. All right, number 3, complacency. Buying a home over the past 5 years has not been for the weak. Thinking you'll figure it out at some point and walk right into a purchase is crazy pants thinking. This will take you and your team a lot of hard work to get you in the right home, and it will not just happen. The number 4 challenge that buyers are going to face in 2024 is financial preparedness. Wanting to buy and being qualified to buy are potentially at the polar opposite end of the spectrum. Desire isn't sufficient enough reason to do anything. You have to put things in motion and take action to get there. Consider the first-time home buyer who is in love with the idea of buying a home. They go out and look at some open houses and love the idea of putting in an offer. They don't know if they're ready to buy, but they'll give it a shot. When you're up against someone who's missed out on the last couple rounds of buying, do you think the idealistic couple stands a chance against buyers who are loaded for bear? Those who have taken steps to understand what they can afford, accumulated cash and money for a purchase, and have experienced time after time the loss of their offer on house after house after house, they are ready and they understand what is needed to be successful. Number 5, contingencies. There are clauses in a contract that outline key terms that must be met before a property can be transferred or sold. A few of the top contingencies are home inspection, financing, and appraisal. In an aggressive market, these contingencies become pawns that get traded or waived in order for an offer to become attractive to the seller. For the past several years, it has been commonplace for most of them to be waived in order to get the house the buyer wants. Obviously, this should not be done without full understanding of the significance and potential consequences. But buyers who have not experienced tight markets before won't know this without experiencing the rejection of their offer. There should be a ton of educating by the professionals involved for the buyer clients. Number 6, deal problems. How do I say this politely? Anyone can get you in a contract. Professionals distinguish themselves from hobbyists when challenges come up in a contract closing process that they've dealt with or seen before. Depending on your deal, there are multiple opportunities for the contract to be scuttled, and anywhere from 25 to 50 plus people who are involved in some way in your contract. A strong professional will know these challenges and exactly how to mitigate, minimize, and make them go away. And number 7, timing. When is the right time to buy? To someone who has 5 months left on their year lease, the answer to that question may be in 3 months as they're approaching the end of that lease. I would look at it differently and answer it that maybe whenever the right opportunity presents itself. Don't get stuck on the short-term loss over the long-term gain. Buying a home is a marathon, and the timing of when you can and should get in a home is the minute you are financially ready and you're met with the right opportunity. I would encourage anyone considering this to set up time immediately to talk through your own situation. If only starting to put together a plan for the next steps, you won't regret it. Reach out anytime. Coffee's on me. Okay, real estate credentials good for something, or are they good for nothing? You may notice in my email signature, I include designations after my name. This isn't to impress you with an alphabet soup of letters that have no meaning. So I thought I'd explain a few of them to help provide context, because I believe they demonstrate specialized training that, along with the years of my experience, will ultimately benefit you, my clients. We'll look at a few today and then finish up next week. All right, realtor is the designation or term for a licensed real estate professional who is a member of the National Association of Realtors, or NAR. This shouldn't be confused with someone who has been licensed by the state as a real estate salesperson who is not bound by a code of ethics and additional rules and regulations that membership in the NAR offers. A realtor is also a member of both a state and a local association. For example, I'm currently licensed in Virginia and DC. This means I'm a member of the NAR, the Virginia Association of Realtors, Northern Virginia Association of Realtors, and the Greater Capital Area Association of Realtors. That's in DC. All right, next, the GRI, or the Graduate Realtor Institute. This symbol is a mark of real estate professional who has made a commitment to provide a high level of professional services by securing a strong educational foundation. This is an intensive course that takes months of study to achieve and is one of the premier designations a realtor can have. Next is ABR, or the Accredited Buyer Representative. This designation is the benchmark of excellence in buyer representation. It's a coveted designation that demonstrates to peers and consumers that realtor's commitment to providing outstanding service for real estate buyers. This designation is something buyer agents will get initially to help them better work specifically with buyers. As a realtor who works with both buyers and sellers, this was an early designation that tremendously helped me learn a ton about the home buying process. Over my nearly 20 years in real estate, my goal is to ensure that I'm up on rules, regulations, and practices that help me best represent my clients. As a requirement for doing business, realtors get their licenses renewed by the state every 2 years once they complete that state's continuing education requirements. This continuing education and designation training help to keep us updated to better serve you. All right, here's the mortgage rate update. The mortgage interest rate at the close of business Monday on a $500,000 home with a 20% down and a credit score of around 750 for a 30-year fixed rate on a mortgage is 7.051. This is down 0.38 from last week and down over a point from our episode on November 14. So buyers, if you're thinking about buying, you should move from thinking to having next step conversations, because when rates drop much more, you'll see a psychological shift in buyers, and then it gets crazy. Pick your crazy. Crazy rates you can redo when they drop lower, or crazy competition with everyone else trying to buy that same house you're looking at. As always, reach out with questions. Hit that subscribe button, and if you found this information helpful, hit the like button as well.